Yo, what's going on guys? It's Katehi back from NMK Films, and today I'm bringing you another delicious video on tips and tricks on how to get some good looking videos. So without much further ado, let's get into today's video. So today we're talking about how to do really easy slow-mo, and the first thing I'm going to do is cover the camera settings. And for the camera I used was a Canon EOS M, so it's not this flashy GH4 I'm shooting on right now that does inbuilt 96 FPS slow motion shooting. That was just a regular camera that does 60 frames per second on 720p. So first we're going to go through the settings. You want to change your region to NTSC first so that you can get access to the 720p at 60 rather than the 720p at 50, so that you can get as fast as possible. And next thing you're going to do is, well, shoot, I guess. I don't know what else you're going to do. Some tips on what you shoot. First of all, make sure you have a high shutter speed going. So doing this thing in low light situations is a bit tricky. The higher the shutter speed, the smoother the slow-mo. So apertures, yeah, well, you keep that wide open as you can. It'd be better if you have a faster lens so that you can have a higher shutter speed and the slow-mo looks more delicious than it would if you had a slower shutter speed. And speaking about shutter speed, if your shutter speed is too slow and you end up doing the process I'm going to show you later on the software, it'll look a bit blurry in terms of the slow motion. Once you slow down the footage, it won't look clean and crisp like the movement you saw in the video. At the beginning it'll look a bit blurry and kind of hazy going on, just like my hands over here, how you're seeing them, like so. It's not going to be smooth slow-mo, it's just going to be blurry like that. Just make sure to have good lighting is even probably the better solution than doing it in a darkly lit place. Probably shoot during the day like I did, or sunset or stuff like that. Just shoot when it looks good. Other camera settings, well, nothing really. It's just basically shoot interesting things. If you're going to shoot some motion, make sure the motion is interesting. If you're going to shoot an object, go around it, instigate some motion. You don't want to be taking slow motion shots of something that's just very stagnant. I mean, even if you're taking something that's not moving, you yourself should at least move around it in some way or the other, making the shot a bit more interesting. So yeah, next, switching to the PC. Yo, so here at the desktop, and I have my Adobe already open for the edit of this video, so it's kind of awkward talking about the video and I'm editing it. But anyway, aside from that, this is kind of something you'd expect after you've opened Premiere Pro. I don't know how this would work on other softwares, so I'm sorry if you don't use Premiere Pro. So this is a new sequence. I have my project open and you click for a new sequence. So you're not going to create a 60 FPS sequence, you'll create a 24 FPS or frame per second video. So yeah, click OK and you can see our sequence is now there. And since I already have my clips here from the video, and I have some that are unused like this one, I guess I'll just use these that are unused. So a couple of things, if you're doing a slow-mo video like the one I did, like that's B-roll based, first thing you want to have is music. Now I use copyright free music from different channels. I'm trying to look for my music. Here it is. Let me get a different track. I greatly apologize for the noise. I don't live in the most silent area, especially today's a Thursday I'm recording this, and well, let's just say it's the day in the week for parties, man. It's of all the days of the week, today is the day of parties. So I've loaded up a new song. Once again, I apologize for the background noise if there is any. I don't know how well this thing is picking up. Its mic is very sensitive. So anyway, I'm loading my music. It's a video. I just got it from YouTube, so I keep existing settings because I don't want it to change the 1080p frame. So this is the beat. Also, when you're editing a sequence like this, that's B-roll type based or anything like that, you want to understand how music flows. Otherwise your edit won't look that nice or be that nice in any way. So you have to understand what shots you can use to establish, what shots you can use in the exciting parts of the music. Here you can see the waveforms, the beat is picked up, and here it's picking up in the beginning. So you have to have a flow for the music. So whatever clips I choose, it's meh. I'm just using the ones I didn't use in the other section. So here I have dragged a clip that I didn't use in the previous one because I didn't find it that interesting, but for the purpose, once again for demonstration, I will just use it. these are the kind of things I'm talking about. Just cue the music. I could have cued it at the beginning, but I decided to cue it with the music, so it boom comes in with the music. So other than that, you can decide to keep the audio for it if there is a need for that, to have that slow-mo kind of sound effects of distorted slow-mo audio. If you want that, you can keep the audio, but I'm not gonna do that. And then you come here, since it's in 720p, if you didn't have a camera that does 1080p 60 frames per second, you want to fill this if you're doing it in 720, so you have to fill the frame. Basically, you come here and set frame to size, and now your video takes up the entire 1080p frame. Next thing, you want to come here to speed duration. Best speed, if you had a fast shutter speed, 40%. 40% is smooth, 40% looks good, and it's jolly. So now you get a much longer clip than you had before. You can see that here. If I just redo, you can see it becomes longer once you do 40%. So what I usually do after that is I skim through to the points I want to show exactly, because I'm not going to show the whole slow-mo. I know the whole thing looks really good, like I play it out, it looks really interesting and whatnot because it's in slow-mo. But I just want to pick the interesting parts. So just like the point there, subject is getting in focus, I will cut there and pull back because I want it to start at the same point. This goes again to what I said earlier on understanding how the music works. Using these waveforms is really important because you can tell when the next beat or whatever is cueing in, so you get that. So you see it's a perfect transition right there. I can bring in this lens part. I can do the same thing and link the audio, delete the audio since I don't want it. And you don't have to delete the audio. There's a section, these S's though, there's a section in the actual video, the opening montage, that has audio that's slowed down and it's all and distorted for slow-mo. So by no particular order, I'll just go ahead and slow-mo and then set frame to size, because you're not limited by any of that nonsense. So for here, I will again start where the subject is getting in focus, cut. I can come and delete there and delete that space. And if you're wondering what I did there, I just basically clicked on this empty space and click delete. It's more like a shortcut there, so just to help you. So as you can see now, I'm just creating a short sequence using just a couple of clips that I didn't use before. This is bothering me, and I can just do Control L also on links, but for those people who are not used to using shortcuts, I do this for you. But even sometimes I forget to use a shortcut. The S's are killing me. The essays. So once again, it's really good to scream through the whole slow-mo. Even if your beginning part looks good, it's advised to skim through just to see if there's anything more interesting than the beginning. Thank you, Adobe, for saving. So once again, going back to understanding musical cues, I will cut there so that I can cue the next clip. This one, which I didn't use, but it was kind of nice. Just that the other ones I found were better, and I was trying to create a short sequence, so I didn't use this clip because of that. So once again, you can set frame size or go to speed duration, whichever you want to do first. I set 40. If I'm going too fast, feel free to slow down this video. So yeah, I think that's a good example right there, just 4 clips. I'm going to stretch this out just for the purpose of finishing that track. And then just throw a party after that. So that's how you do sequence like that. So that's the hard part of how to do this. I think it's probably the hardest, which is just editing the footage. But it's just the simplest thing. Speed duration 40%. if you're doing 720p, because the cameras don't do 1080p 60, set frame size so it fits your thing, you don't have a box. And then just choose nice looking clips, shoot nice looking clips, shoot sunsets, atmospheres like this one, shoot in direct sun like this one. For that part it's up to you, but for the editing, remember, it's just about the speed. 40%, you can do 40% and above, don't go below 40%. Once you start going below 40%, you get choppy footage, choppy slow-mo. So that's pretty much it. If you're curious about the color grading, I think I'll do that in a separate video because it's just too much to talk about, and also I'm not even a colorist expert. I just experiment with sliders and stuff like that until I get a look that I want. So I think that's it for this. Back to the stage, people. Boom. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this easy technique of how to get some sweet slow-mo footage, and maybe you'll be using it in your videos from now on. Maybe you didn't know that you could do it. I hope it helped, and if you did, be sure to like the video, comment down in the comment section below what you thought about the whole technique and everything, and if there's any questions you have about it, please feel free to ask. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.